Good afternoon, guys. We are here to present to you our project and analysis when it comes to inefficient manufacturing process due to lack of floor planning and management of iShip, a shoe manufacturing company based in Liliw, Laguna. First things first, iShip Manufacturing Company started with the help of Mr. and Mrs. Coligado, who is a couple living in Liliw, Laguna. They first started their business by making sandals and shoes in their backyards. First of all, they had 2 workers back then in 2006. But due to increase in demand and production, they had to move to their factory and open up a new workplace in 2011. Back then, they had 50 workers. After which, they had gained an immense increase in demand when it comes to the local and international scene. Because of that, they had to increase up to 60 workers today. And now, they are experiencing lack of space and storage, production rooms, and so on and so forth. Now, what should they do to be able to cope up with those problems? Let us know how.
So let's talk about the cause of the problem. First is overloading demand. The company experienced extremely increased demand. Yet the company didn't anticipate or reimburse with the aspect of this in the workplace. They didn't expand, even renovate for the factory. Second is lack of management inside the workplace. Management in stocks, supplies, and workers. The workers experience tightness inside the factory. The main cause of the problem is the inefficient design of manufacturing factory house. The owner didn't anticipate the growth of his or her company, and it didn't maximize the lot area that can be used for the factory.
So here are the effects that was produced by our problem. So first one is the delay in production. So because there is an overloading demand, it is really inevitable to have a problem when it comes to production. So our company or this company is still not ready in a high-scale production, and they are having a hard time in filling those overloading demand. So next one is the health and safety issues. This is caused by the lack of management primarily. So when we are talking about factories, it is very prominent that this problem will produce because they are handling and taking care of materials which are harmful and very threatening for their safety and health. So final one is the decreased productivity among employees. So because there is an efficient design in our manufacturing factory, there are places in the factory which are not being used, or those places should be used for example, for equipments or other things that will make the production more efficient and more fast.
With the said problem, our group recommended a renovation and an expansion. Since the company or the factory has an excess of 200 square meters, we can use the expansions for 100 square meters and as well as for the renovation. And as we all know, renovation is not an easy task. We have to consider the following. First is the strategy of the design that will improve the whole factory. With the said problem, our group recommended a renovation and expansion. With the company that have an excess of 200 square meters, we can use the 100 square meters for the expansion. And as we all know that the renovation is not an easy task, we must consider the following. First is the strategy of the design that will help improve the whole factory and the whole point of the recommendation. Next is the budgetary concerns. Our group estimated a 400,666. Our group estimated a 466,900,000 for the whole cost of the renovation in a span of 5 months. And our Gaan chat will explain of how the work or the renovation will go on or go through the renovation for the 5 months. And this is the picture of our teammates visiting the factory.
It is stated in your paper that inefficient production due to lack of area planning and management is the main problem. So how will the company renovate the manufacturing area knowing that the company has financial issues due to inefficient production? Due to inefficient production, which also means that there are wasted materials that leads to the company's lack of stocks.
So to answer your question, first of all, inefficient production does not mean lack of capital for investments. However, the company, as stated in our budget considerations, if you have read it, it says that it cannot support the planned or proposed renovation. However, we have proposed bank loans to be able to support the renovations for the company. In that way, the company will be able to pay the bank in a more gradual manner and be able to continue their production at a less costly renovation.
How about the production of the company when the renovation starts? Will it stop? If that's so, it will be a loss for the company. How will the company cope up for that loss?
When the renovation starts, the production won't stop simply because the renovation will only held at night. The renovation starts after production hours.
How will they be able to do the renovation if the factory will still be of use every month? Wouldn't it cost them a lot of money because night construction is a lot more pricey?
That's why we included the budgetary consideration in the Gantt chart in our written report for detailed process of the renovation.
I know that the company is taking care of the employees' health, but how sure are you that the working while renovating the workplace area will not affect the product that the employees are wearing?
When it comes to that, our group already projected that things like that are most likely to happen in the future when the renovation starting. So we have created a Gantt chart that will adjust to those kinds of problems. If we analyze our Gantt chart, the company might suffer from a delay in production on near futures, but the quality that we are giving to the customers will be maximized or even better than the past cases.